Hey, how's it going? It's Grant
And Shelby.
with the Garden of Eder. I don't know what the noise was, but as soon as we start, something popped up. But hope everyone had a happy Easter, and hope everyone made it through today without falling for any bad April Fool's jokes. I saw a couple of purple shrimp, some shrimp that had orange eyes that were clearly photoshopped and too young. I didn't see any of the blue or purple crystal shrimps out this year, but I definitely saw some purple blue bolts that were edited to look a little bit nicer. But it was a fairly easy day for us with it being Easter yesterday. I like to try and get the kids every year, so Shelby went to get the kids from the bus stop. I laid out here on the couch, got myself an ice pack, and took a bunch of candy wrappers and laid them all out on the floor around me. And when the kids got home, they were like, "Hey, Dad." I'm like, "Hi." And they're like, "What's wrong?" I'm like, "I got a stomach ache." And then they wanted their candy, and then they realized that I had eaten all their candy, but I just hid it. So they had another Easter egg hide and seek for them to do, but I got them pretty good. They legit thought that I had eaten all their candy because they know I like my sweets. And they were even like, "You could eat all the gummy bears, but you didn't eat all the chocolate." And I was like, "I did. It hurts. I wish I didn't." And yeah, I got them pretty well. So this week we are diving back into the Journals of the Garden of Eder. We finished off on page 30. So if you just want to scroll through that, go to the end to see where we ended up on. Are we already screen sharing?
No.
Okay. I was going to start saying, then we got a green jade, and I was like, wait, I don't think we're screen sharing. So, but just going through the rest of this, we only got 4 pages left or whatever. From last week, we got the green jade. All of this substrate from Shrimp King and everything left over from Global, the vampire crabs, and then the puppies. So this is definitely where we left out last week. I really like that scape.
Oh, did you talk about that scape?
I believe so, yeah. Why? What about that scape did you want to talk about?
I thought you were talking about the one up there that broke the tank.
Oh, I believe I had mentioned that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cracked a very thick tank.
Yeah.
That was insane.
And then these are the Aurora Blue Tigers that Layla whacked with the quesadilla. And a bunch of Tybes, Pintos, Green Tigers, Tybes, and more puppies. Oh, right around Easter. Those are good pictures, too. And we got the metal racks we brought into the house. And, yeah, getting familiar with the D500 camera. You got the rack in the bedroom, tanks in the back of the truck. And then I think we should just scroll all the way down to the bottom here. Wrap this up. And once we're done with this, we'll do some general questions. Ask us whatever you want. Here we've got some Stardust, all the juveniles. They all look pretty much the same for the most part. The females get the name Stardust when they're buried and all full of color. We got a camel shrimp, right? I think that's what that was. It's been a while since we've had the saltwater shrimp.
Yeah, that's the saltwater camel shrimp. No. Harlequin? Is that a Harlequin one?
No, that's not Harlequin. I
think
think.
it's a Harlequin saltwater.
No, the Harlequin have the bladed hands. And then we got a whole bunch of tanks. These are like oddball tanks with the bookshelves. No, it's not a peppermint. Did you look up camel shrimp?
No, is that what you said?
Yeah, I think it's a camel shrimp. But all these bookshelf tanks, we got some 12.5 gallon ones. Yeah. And then I can't remember exactly what size the smaller gallons are. And then a whole bunch of lights and filters and other things to get all these tanks up and running. Then we've got one of my first Aquascapes with the petrified wood and the Monte Carlo. That's really grown in quite nicely. this wasn't a rim tank and this was one of the bookshelf tanks, it'd actually be a somewhat decent aquascape, but I definitely like it with the super red mini liquidia in the back of it, which it doesn't have in that picture there. And then we've got some of the pintos before they're grown up and showing some color. This is a tank that Shelby and myself aquascaped. The video of this is out on the channel. That rock, the maple leaf stone, just produced a ton of phosphates, which led to algae control. And some red tie bees. And then working in the RO water, mixing up some water here. Some more red tie bees. And then that's how we fill up our water changes, so that way the water doesn't go, or the actual hose that you fill up the water doesn't go into the tanks to get cross-contaminated. So we go from one tank to another. This was one of our upgraded RO units, not the first one we started out with. And then another metal rack by the front door. Here we've got some yellow King Kongs and some raccoons. So when was this post made?
Said Grant, slow down.
Somebody
Going too
said
fast.
for me to slow down. Oh
Yeah.
man. So this was on July
2017.
31st, 2017. We've been trying to crossbreed raccoons and yellow King Kongs. So 7 years and never had anything pop up out of the normal. So then we've got some super red crystal shrimp, some Santas in the mix. This is very young in the crystal reds, pure red lines, mini Pelly carpet, and then some red wines and some super red crystals in there too. Oh no, those are super red crystals. No red wines. We've got the TDS pen with the RO water reading 0. It's always happy. And then we've got our very first purple shrimp that we produced.
An awful picture.
Awful picture. Not a lot of purple coloration to it, but I do like how like the purple on the back is kind of like a purple stripes. What is going on? All right, we're good. Then we've got
Did you do this like
some
this
green
the whole time
tigers.
last time?
Not the whole time, but
So
in
weird.
between. My hand hurts so bad if I hold it like this. I'm just
Here, I'll scroll for
I
you.
no, I like it like this. So we got the green tigers here. They really flip flop in coloration. Not a lot of green to that one, but sometimes they look like this. Sometimes they look a little bit more on the green side like this one, and sometimes they look a little bit orange. Here we've got Jaden's room before we turned it into the Nerf room. Don't even have 3 40-gallon tanks up and running yet, but this is like phase 2 of 3 of what it looks like now. So a lot of work, blood, sweat, and tears went into this room. I don't know about the tears, but blood and
probably
sweat
cried
for
a
sure.
little.
And then we've got some random shrimp photos here.
Your
I don't
favorite.
even know what kind of shrimp are in that tub. Probably blue dreams or blue diamonds.
I feel like we could go through your Facebook and find like hundreds of posts that just say random shrimp photos.
Yeah. And here we got one of our black
Oh,
tie bees.
That's the one, isn't
That's
it?
the one where I took photo, or actually I used paint. That's how creative I am. And I wrote ED with the center E, and then that kind of already looked like an R. It already almost looks like a D, but I just filled that in just a little bit. I got to pull that picture up. More black tie bees.
Are you going to explain that? You're not going
What?
to explain that we wanted to try to breed these that said our name on it?
Oh yeah, I mean, we were trying to work on this for a while, but it seemed the more I worked on it, the more I got crazier head pattern and not the EDER that we were looking for. Oh man, I'm a wreck here. Sorry. Then we've got some pure red lines. There's the same shrimp on the opposite side, but
How many colonies
doesn't
do you
read
have from
either
these
like
shrimp
that.
now?
only like 3. I really cut back on these guys.
Mm.
We had a ton of them, and then other shrimp started taking over the house. So I only got like 3
Felt
of
like
these.
we had so many. I know of 2.
I've mixed.
Oh well.
I've mixed other shrimp into them and made
Yeah.
like cull tanks.
We've also
So
had to move
just
this
pure
tank.
lines, only 3 of these. One of the green Hulk pintos. Here's a colony picture of the black tibies. So you see the one eater shrimp looks really nice, but then there's some fugly looking ones running around. And there's a little bit of purple on that one, some pintos. Here's another scape with the maple leaf. Was this one all you?
Yeah, that's the one. That's Aquascape demonstration. This is the one I used. Brightwell's fluorite and laterite.
It's all
laterite.
laterite.
Yeah, that's what I got confused because we were just talking about fluorite the other day.
Yeah.
It looks similar. This also sucks for algae. It is so pretty. That is maple leaf, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. We have a YouTube where I set this one up. And then we dry start it for like, I believe, a couple weeks. And it grew like crazy. This plant to the right has like a fancy name. But it's pretty much like a chain sword.
Yeah.
We had it forever, and we were like, "This is gonna do so great. It grows so well for like a plant."
Quadricosta, something else. I don't know.
And it's just basically a chain sword.
And then we've got the green jades are starting to come out. There's a nice buried one with a good yellow, golden, greenish backline. We got some orange eye black tigers, the red King Kongs, green pintos, some more random photos. Here you go, Shelby. Pinto, the green pinto, black tibie. That's an aurora tie. And then we've got the golden bee, the golden dragon, the red calcio. Not golden bee. I don't know why I said that, but I think I paid like $50 a piece for like 5 of these guys, and this is part of the first group, I think. We've got a pure red line that's starting to molt. Hollow eye red ghost packing some eggs. A pure red line baby. Another picture of the purple tie bee. And then we got second place with the black tiger orange eyes at one of the shows. And then some more random photos and updates. One of the Shelby's Cardinal Soloaces. Here's an updated photo of the 190-gallon tank.
It was so beautiful before it busted.
It was getting there too. Like
it took forever.
I believe the week before it sprung a leak, I had just gone through and done like a massive trim, replant, redid a bunch of root tab fertilizer, got out any algae out of the tank. It was looking good. I was getting really happy with it.
The worst thing about this is like this was the beginning of our hobby, and everyone knows how expensive aquascaping and getting plants are. So like it was expensive for us to get all of this and plant this all up, and we had to wait for it to grow. So it just hurt when it busted and we lost all that. I mean, I think it was like a couple years of progress, right?
Oh, I think it only had 2 years total that it ran. Yeah.
Oinky said, "Is there a wood that you'd prefer not to use again?" We have been pretty solid on the choice of not using choyo wood or kola wood, whatever you want to call it. Everyone calls it. I don't know if anyone knows the actual pronunciation.
I don't know. I watched the botany.
Oh, he's got an accent. That's not helping.
He's every Latin scientific thing that he says just flows off the tongue so well. And
Nate even said, "I bet he's gonna say."
Yeah.
It breaks down too fast. It's too soft. Everything else we've
grapewood is not a good one either. The bogwood, the grapevine.
Mopani needs to be soaked for a little bit before you use it, but it's like my favorite one.
I say just send it. Get the biofilm for the shrimp. and the tannins. Just live with it.
Yeah.
But
some people don't like dirty tanks though, and if you don't like dirty tanks, I would say just soak it, scrape it, and then put it in a tank.
They ask personally, you know what I mean?
Oh, true.
So the orange-eyed black tigers looking good. At this time in life, we were keeping them on the inert substrate with the GHKH mix to 220 TDS, trying to get these guys breeding in the 40-gallon tank because the green jades were doing so well in there, but eventually I ended up turning this black tiger tank back into the green jade tank. Still to this day, we just caught some green jades out of there today for somebody. Green jade culls, but still green jades. This is one of the Aurora ties showing a little bit of blue color. There's the same eater shrimp. I take a lot of pictures of this one as it grows up. I like that shrimp a lot. And then the pure red lines on the mini pelly. And then we have the leak. So
it's on there.
Yeah, yeah. See, that's how prime. How many days ago was that?
No. Took a picture. It's all because you took the picture.
I mean, there's been a couple things. Like Shelby had this beautiful Australis killifish, and we took a video, and it did really well online, and then the next day it jumped out, and like it had a pretty solid lid on this thing too. Like there was, I'd say, half the size of the killifish gap in the lid that it made it out of. I don't know where the picture of the 190-gallon tank was. Did I scroll past it that fast?
You're gonna make people sick going this fast.
Oh yeah, I don't know what I did. This is way past it. There it is. All right. Sorry about that. So January 15th, and then it busted 2 days later. Oh, man. So I got a good whopping 2 days of its prime. And I felt like it could have gone a little bit thicker and more lush to be truly in its prime. So story time behind this one is it's 4:00 in the morning. We're hearing some rustling underneath the door. We're hearing some water running. And at the time, Layla's old enough that she can walk, but she's scared to like use her bathroom. So she wants to go to our bathroom, turn on the lights, and well, she had done this a couple times, and I thought she left the water running and she was trying to open the door to get out. So I go to get up out of bed to help her get back to her bedroom, to go to bed, get her back to sleep. And I roll out of bed and I step into 2 inches of water. And what was going on was the running water that I was hearing was the water dumping out of the 190-gallon aquarium. And the rustling at the door was the river of water now on the floor that had been causing the door to go back and forth. So no kids were awake. The tank just decided to bust a leak. In the beginning of one of these series, I talk and show where we went and resealed the left-hand side of this aquarium. Well, it was the right-hand side that blew a leak. So it didn't look like the silicone on that side was bad. I think it ran for a whole 2 years before it actually had blown a leak. So definitely miss this tank, but we don't have the want or need to put this size aquarium in our house ever again. I might do something with like an acrylic or something where it's a brand new tank and, you know, got 10 years before we have to worry about anything like that. But just because it was a good deal on the aquarium, it wasn't worth all the hassle in the end. Mm-hmm. And then we've got another petrified wood stone scape where it's kind of growing out a little bit better. Lots of boost up here.
Did you talk about how that's a turtle tank now?
It is a turtle tank. I believe I said something about it in the beginning. but it is our
It's had in the
common
garage
musk
for
turtle.
so long before.
Yeah, all
Like,
of these little clusters of moss on there survived while it's sitting in the garage for that long too. That's the crazy thing. And yeah, it's flooded and on our countertop now. And these were at the Florida State Fair.
So Cassius Chick said, "What's the minimum soil needed to buffer pH in a 10-gallon? If not worried about how long it will last."
So I don't know the exact amount, but if you fill it up past the little frame on a 10-gallon tank, or just cover the bottom, there's a breeder in France who changes out his substrate every year, and he does a very, very thin layer. So we recommend usually about 4 pounds for a 10-gallon tank, though. The more substrate you do, the longer it's going to buff and stay good, where it can lower the pH low enough for your Caridina shrimp where you're not going to have to worry about baby survival loss or anything like that. So instead of it lasting a year, you might get 3 to 5 years if you go a little bit thicker. So these are the tanks at the Florida State Fair that we had set up. All 3 of those are mine. We might get to one of Shelby's. That was your tank on the left there, but I didn't share any pictures.
Wow. It's because he's salty because I won first place, but I was in a different category. So it didn't matter.
So we got some fancy tigers after we worked on them for a little bit. And then Chris Lukop asked if anybody wanted this giant banner of a Sulawesi shrimp, the Nerli, and if we had anywhere to hang it. And I was like, yeah, I don't really want everybody to see inside my garage when we're in there messing around all the time. So we rigged this thing up so when we rose the garage, it rose the Sulawesi banner. So even when people were driving by, it was just a banner. So the neighbors knew we had shrimp even back then.
That's a good way to announce how weird we were. You know what's funny is actually our neighbors that lived across the street from us for the longest time, they all know us, but they had no idea that we had gone to the extent of having hundreds of tanks in our house now. So when we talked to them the other day, like they were like, "Wait, what?" And then we were like, "Yeah, we're getting up there in followers on YouTube." They're like, "What?" They're like, "We live across from you and we didn't even know this." I was like, "Yeah, I'm surprised you guys can't see it through the windows," but the window's blocked by a giant staghorn fern. I think the thing's like 150, 200 pounds by now, maybe more. It's crazy.
So. It looks like it's 400 pounds, but they're pretty hollow on the inside.
I want to put the banner back up once in a while. This would come up when he raised the garage door. Like you had it perfectly where it'd come up. But yeah, this would probably get all like caught on something now because all the fish tanks are there. This is when it was empty.
And then here's one of our not better, but it did really well for us. It wasn't a good video, but like I had so many people ask me how I did this that I was like, all right, I'll take it apart and throw it back together real quick and just film it, because whenever I told people that I just placed the plants in between the branches of the tree, they were like, oh, I don't get, how did you get them to stay? And I was just like, they just stayed. Like you clustered them and then they just wedged them in there. So even after I posted the video, people were like, how did you get them to stay? And I was just like, if you didn't watch the video and you didn't see that I wedged them in there, I can't help you at this point. But that is Super Red Mini Liquidia, and we got it in a tissue culture form, and it stayed way smaller than I've ever gotten it from the nurseries or anything like that. But it is still to this day one of my favorite plants. I really like this tree. However, it starts to just fall apart and crumble. It's kind of like the cholla wood, where it just falls apart faster than what you want it to.
This is still perfectly fine. It's
if you look at this now and go look at it,
the little branches
all
are
of those
apart.
have pretty much, but the clay plastic material that they make the bonsai tree out of. Like they put multiple branches together to make these things. And yeah, that stuff's hard as a rock. It ain't going nowhere. But the little tiny branches have pretty much decayed to the point where it's not a good tree anymore. And then here's one of our disasters into a oh man, I was totally spacing, but basically what happened is the 190-gallon tank had all the plants, and we needed somewhere to put all those plants. So we threw it into a 48-gallon Aquatop, all-in-one, not all-in-one, but it had a sump set up with a stand, and it was all ready for salt water. And I was like, well, I need somewhere for all of these plants to go. And the light was, good enough for coral, so it was good enough for freshwater plants. So
Did you do that light? Did you do a giveaway last time when I was sick?
did I do a giveaway? I don't.
Daniel won a giveaway.
I think that was for the week before that. Yeah, we got your email, Daniel. We just haven't had a chance to get around to it. It's been a busy week, and we usually attend all of the members or membership stickers and everything like that, and prizes and giveaways, usually on Tuesdays or the end of Mondays if we have enough time. Here we got a tang tie, red tang tie, pure black lines. Some more of the plants that we had in the 190-gallon tank that we moved into the Aquatop tank. One of the Siluaces. There's a bunch of rabbit snails now going in the Siluace tank. And then I got first place also this year. Can't tell me I'm salty. Yeah, but we're competing in different groups.
I was saying you're salty because you didn't put mine in.
Maybe I did.
Maybe
I didn't, though.
Ghostwood.
Oh, I did. See, there you go.
Ghostwood is also one I wouldn't use.
No, I like Ghostwood.
It breaks down so fast.
I don't know about that. We got to set up our Dallas tank again.
Brandon said, but how did the plants stay?
What? Oh my god. I was like, what are you talking about? But now I know.
Oh, you did post it. This was actually my first tank I ever competed with. I love how it's got my signature background too. It's great.
So she got first place in her category. I got first place in this one. I think I got second place to myself.
To yourself.
Which got first place there. So
like
can't win them all.
The light behind the tank there to make it look like it was like a sunrise. Pros.
It's so bad though with the
looks great.
Background.
I should have trimmed up a little bit, but I like it. And then it's funny because the bowls I just did was actually all this wood.
Oh yeah, it is.
Yeah.
I got some fancy tigers.
Oh, is this the lace rock? Oh.
Yeah. So I couldn't remember if this was both of us or
no. This one was me.
Yeah.
I had been wanting to do it. So you did help me with some of the structure because I kept like the right back piece. I couldn't get it to stay. So you came over and helped me get the thing, but you watched me do it. This was actually a really cool custom made tank from what's his business?
Luna Aquariums.
Luna Aquariums. It's like one of their first tanks they made, especially for us. We were like, oh, this would be perfect on our kitchen counter, and that sat there forever. But I love the lace rock.
We've got a red tang tie eating some kleb, and it's all buried up. And then we've got a fancy red tiger chilling on some Alternae rickii, or I definitely didn't say that right. The purple red scarlet. And then a yellow tang tie. And here's the tank growing out from the Aquatop. Before and after. That's what it started out with. That's what it was looking like at the time of this post. Another picture of the shrimp eating some kleb, some nanashi. Maybe I got the tank back home. I think that's what these are. Here's the tree. It's grown out a lot more. And then here we've got, oh, this is a good tank, or a good picture of the kitchen.
That is so old though. We don't have half those things.
Yeah, but it's a good one for.
Everyone's watching you do this.
Okay, I'm just gonna copy it.
That was awful.
But Shelby used to have some rules, and one of the rules was no tanks in the kitchen. So this is a good picture to show. There's tanks in the kitchen, and one, two, at least three of these four of these aquariums are Shelby's just on the counters. That started it, and then I was like, you know what? We can put tanks on the refrigerator. All that was up there were a couple of boxes of cereal, and she's like, no, it's not going to hold up there. I put a piece of 2x plywood up there, and we painted it, and we've gone from 4 tanks to 7 tanks now.
Jack said, what categories should I compete in for next year? Let me rephrase. Which categories are both of you not entering in? So we only enter into the international contest, and I wouldn't be able to.
I think he's talking about the Aquascape contest.
That's
Jack from the club.
Oh, that's funny. I don't know which ones we would be not entering in.
I usually enter in professional. Shelby usually enters in planted, biotope. She did a novelty this year, and
really just go with the flow, honestly.
Yeah.
You'll have to ask us around the time we start registering, which is usually the last day of registration.
But if you want a safe bet, do saltwater. And she also does nano.
Granson.
You can do no live plants.
Yeah. Granson professional. I compete in novice. So you would really have me, and then like Dane competes, and there's I can't remember his name right now. The one who won first place. Yeah, Chris.
Darmesh.
No. Oh, Darmesh won for overall, but didn't win first place in my category. But I mean, it's to anyone. I mean, some years I do terrible, and I mean, it's all about healthy tanks. So it's not about how fancy you can do the aquascape. It's all about how healthy the plants are, the fish are, and the overall tank. So like the tank that beat me this year was super beautiful. Like I loved it. It just flowed really good. The plants were really overgrown in the tank, and then the best to show was also like the roots were like to the bottom of the tank. It was just so good.
And then even though the 190-gallon tank blew out, we still haven't managed to get it out of the house yet because the thing is massive, and it takes 4 or 5 of my friends to try and get it out of there. But we do have the metal rack set up. We've got a bucket up top. I don't know if I was still doing buckets with water changes or what I had going on back then, but there's a very gingerly picture of me up on the fireplace there. If anybody can zoom and enhance, you will see how much of a ginger I really was. I have no idea where that picture is. That's hilarious.
Stephen P. Novice. Yeah, or it's just hobbyist is what I put in. But that's just so me and Grant don't compete against each other. A lot of people seem to have an issue with it. But it also works out for us in the long run, because if we compete in different categories and we can win, we win more money. So it pays for all of our food, because we eat a lot of food at the Florida State Fair.
And then we buy the wristbands for the kids, and those just keep going up. But food, I think, is still our biggest cost. It would be plants if I let Shelby go wild.
Ben said to start buying macro algae now. Oh, I would love to do one of those tanks. I've been wanting to do that for like years. Don't bring that up though. That's so funny.
That would be hilarious if somebody was like, all right, Shelby's not going to do it. And then like last minute, you're just like, no, I want to do it.
Because I am that kind of person. I will.
We've got all the live rock. We've got the tank. We've got the lights. We've got everything except for the actual critters and algae itself.
I've been wanting to do a novelty tank for years, and just never had the time to do it. And I was like, no, I'm going to do it this year. And then when it was over, and one of the other girls came up to me and she's like, So why did you enter novelty this year? I felt so bad because her tank should have beat mine. It was so much cuter to me. Like she had 3D printed all her items, and it was literally like Florida. It's got a manatee, a little bird in the tree. It had a boat with a little anchor. I mean, she made them all herself, and I was like, she definitely should have beat me. Like, I thought I would have took that tank home in a heartbeat. It was so cute.
Here we have Jaden's room, still not even fully lit. The tank's on the bottom. I ran without lights for well over a year, all Neocaridina. And then we have, I think this is when the Florida barbecue, Steven, there he is, Steven Ramirez. There's Han, there's Nick. They all came over, and Nan came over to view the house. We had a barbecue at Steven's house the day before. One of the other rules Shelby had was no tanks in the bedroom. But look at all these tanks we have in our bedroom now. And we've got the living room with the kids. We've got our pool, our hot tub, the greenhouse in the back. We've got the above ground pond still. And I don't even know what kind of turtles we had going on, but not nearly as many koi fish in the pool. And then another picture of the kitchen. Here's everybody. Brandon, Eddie, Steve's on the far left. And then, of course, we got the banner out for everybody that came by for the barbecue. Another picture of everyone.
Just keep scrolling.
Here we got our hallway. Brandon and Eddie. Eddie, that's Eddie from the videos that we've done where we try to save his shrimp room, and then we try to set a set amount of profit. I've had a couple people ask me why we stopped doing those videos, and it was just Eddie has just too much stuff going on, and nothing was really getting done without me being there and doing it. So it's kind of hard to like show everybody the possibilities of what you can do when somebody's just there doing the work once a month. Like Eddie was helping me do it, but like nothing was significantly getting done unless I was there, and we just don't have the time to go over there all the time. So that series fell apart, but Eddie still has the room going. He still reads some stuff, but not enough to make it worth it.
So Zach said, how does planaria get into a tank? I have 14 tanks and only one of them have them. I had some new shrimplets, and now I assume they're eaten from the planaria since I can't see them. Ordered no planaria.
All right, so planaria has to be introduced into your aquarium. There's no other way for it to just get in there. So it had to come from a plant or, cross-contamination. You added in something into that tank that had planaria on it or planaria eggs or something like that. I was talking to another vendor who bought some homemade shrimp food, not from Shrimp Envy, not from the Bloomfields, from one of their buddies who asked them to try it out, and then after years got planaria. So if somebody's making homemade shrimp food and they're, say, taking a bunch of duckweed or algae or something like that and throwing it in the dehumidifier, drying it out, and then mixing it up with their shrimp blend, then it very easily could have planaria eggs or something like that once they're rehydrated can hatch and reappear into your aquarium. So that is a possibility. I don't know if that's a fact, but the guy swears that he hadn't introduced anything from anything ever, and it's only shrimp tank, and the only thing different that he's added was the actual foods. So I guess it's possible, but it's Eddie and Brandon.
I'm looking at him.
All right, so we got some fancy tigers here. This was what I considered like high grade back in the day too, which is crazy. The fancy tigers have come so far these days.
So John said, Are y'all over Aquacella's shrimp competition this year? I'm assuming you mean are we are we running the shrimp competition still? We are there. We have a new sponsor. Dimex is running the shrimp contest with us this year. They're going to be providing things. I don't know what that will all entail. We'll know probably in the next coming weeks.
Yeah, so
and be able to announce more.
We should be getting awards for first, second, and third place. We'll have special giveaways for people's choice, and the best of the show will get the normal $200 cash prize. Everyone will get their awards. I'll see it with Sam Scales if he wants to give us a different shrimp background for the awards, and then you're going to want to collect them all. So make sure you enter in the contest, and we've got 7 categories again.
Yes, I'm excited for Chicago, Ben. I'm so excited this year. Chicago's like our favorite place. But I hopefully I don't mispronounce this, but it's Corey shrimps or Corey. I don't know. It says, do you feed bloodworms to your shrimps? We don't purposefully feed bloodworms to the shrimp. I might feed fish, and shrimp happen to get it after the fish, but I don't think we've ever purposefully. Oh, I take that back. The Sarah foods have bloodworm, but they're like dried bloodworms, and they loved it.
He's referring to like somebody made a video where they go after like Mark Shrimp Tank's video where he like purposely feeds bloodworms to get his shrimp breeding in the winter or after the winter or something like that. And
protein.
It's like,
I mean, just
if your food is lacking, you know what I mean, the proper nutrients, then sure, bloodworms might be good. But like we feed a lot of shrimp envy, and I don't feel like bloodworms are going to make our shrimp breed anymore. So when you look at the actual content of frozen bloodworms, a lot is water. Like you're not actually getting that much. So I'm not a fan of feeding bloodworms because they smell, they get pretty nasty and stuff like that if you don't feed them right away. If they don't get eaten right away and you feed a lot of it to a house like this, I don't know. We've fed some shrimp foods and stuff like that where it smelled up the whole house. So I'd rather not risk it with bloodworms.
To continue with this, Salient asked, what's a good food to feed shrimp? I have cherry shrimp, never really known what to feed them. I put extreme nano and wafers at times, but I've used extreme shrimpy, and how often? So we've definitely used both of those, but we do prefer to use the shrimp envy just because they have everything that you could need for a shrimp. So you got the complete that is like an everyday use. You got the shell for its it's got calcium in it that shrimp need. Then you got the growth that you that one has more protein, so it's better for them to shed their. Oh my gosh, what am I thinking?
Once they molt,
thank you.
They grow, and it gives them more.
And then they got
growth.
Food Fight, which is just like a fun one to throw in once in a while to give them something different. But those 3, complete, shell, and growth, would be the ones I would just feed constantly. I do like my Glass Garden Mineral Junkie because it smells really good, and I think it just gives them extra minerals that it might not have in the Shrimp Envy one. But other than that, those 3 to me is just like basic staple food that you would need and would be good.
And if you only have one tank, you can get the Shrimp Envy sampler pack, and you can get a good variety of all the Shrimp Envy foods for a reasonable price without having to purchase every single one of the varieties. And if you only have one shrimp tank, it should last you quite some time.
Yeah. Forever.
Not forever.
Forever.
I know.
They really break them down, though.
We should figure out a 35-pound bag or 35-gram bag, how many 10-gallon tanks it feeds if you feed one piece per tank.
Yeah.
That'd be good.
Okay.
Good source of information.
Yeah. That would be a good way.
Back to the black tibies, the difference, black tibies and the fancy tigers here, the solid coloration and no backline. See a lot of backlines down here. That's the big difference. And then the tang tie. Oh, Happy Easter.
Yeah, that was my first one.
I think I might have done that one.
No.
No?
Mm.
And then we've got more black tabbies. And we've got some Michelins, fancy tigers, a pure redline tank, yellow King Kongs, and then what do we got here? Shrimpscaping in Colorado.
Oh. That came out so great.
But we got a Shrimp
I thought
King
this was
tank
like the
that was
most
scaped.
professional thing when it was done too. Like I thought this was like so cool the first time I saw this. Now it looks old.
But I was so happy to be going to Colorado for our first time. It was for a cichlid association, so I was like, I don't know how this is gonna work out, but the tank ended up selling for $420, which I like being in Colorado. And then what are you laughing at, huh?
You look so much more Amish in this picture than ever. That is Jebediah Eater right there.
Oh man. But we were also selling shrimp like yellow King Kongs there for above the price that we sell them on the website. So after the auction, they auctioned off that bag. I was like, yeah, for those that just put your hand down, you can get them for cheaper than that with shipping on our website. So it was a great experience. And not even 10 minutes after I got done talking, they asked me to go speak for the Colorado what is the Colorado Fish Association? But that's not it.
It's right there, Rocky Mountain.
No, that's the
Cichlid
Rocky
Association.
Mountain. But the costs.
A Colorado.
Ornamental? No. I don't
Yeah. Ornamental shrimp.
know.
Yes.
No, that's the Chicago ornamental shrimp is
Oh.
cost. I can't remember the Colorado Club anymore.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll figure it out.
Aquarium Society.
Yeah, maybe that's what it is. Colorado Aquarium Society. And so we went back there 4 months later. It was a lot of fun. I like it. I like Colorado.
Salient said, "Is there any that does all of it? Is there one food that has all they need?"
The complete, but like we don't recommend just feeding one food. Nobody wants to eat the same food over and over again, so I would recommend changing it up. They're not like dogs where they're gonna have like, I don't know, change in their. Help me out here, Shelby.
I wasn't listening.
You know how like when you feed dogs a different dog food,
Mm-hmm.
everything changes with
Yeah,
it
it's
when they
not
go to
good
the
for them.
bathroom.
Yeah.
Creates the runs and stuff like that. Digestion.
I don't know.
problems.
Yeah, I don't know what it actually causes though, but yeah, you're not supposed to switch up dog food.
We got the original dragon's blood here. We got the red King Kong where it's so red, deep dark maroon, it's almost black. And we've got orange eye black tiger, Nanashi, a Tang Tai with different colored eggs. So you can see like the orange eggs, those are definitely going to be Tang Tais, but then you see a couple darker blue eggs, those will probably be Tai Tai Bees or Black King Kong looking phenotypes. A very nice black fancy tiger, and then we've got the eater shrimp again, shadow panda, and then we've got the dancing man pattern on top of the fancy tiger.
But she actually has a really nice one in the bedroom, and I found it like a month ago. I was so excited. I'd never look for him anymore.
Very, very poor spotting, but this is one of my first Galaxy Pintos made from scratch. And then we've got the. I thought you were gonna do something totally different. You made a different face.
Oh. No.
But this was a ghost Clark eye crawfish. All white when they're first babies, but then as they grow up, they get red and blue and white, different pattern. More fancy tigers,
Just a quick note: if you do have crayfish, usually put a lid on them because they do love to travel.
Yeah. Find crawfish in rooms where there's not even crawfish tanks. The yellow 24 karat Neocaridina. Some fancy tigers.
Why did you have this on that tank?
I think it's because it had the
Maple leaf.
that and the underneath is the laterite substrate for this aquarium. Then the green pintos, and then this was like I did like that fire and ice picture. This was the ice one out of the Aurora blues, trying to make blue steels from scratch. This was one of the lower grades, and I like that coloration, but this was the only one after it gave birth. All the babies look much nicer than that one. Red King Kong, green tigers, extreme blue bolt, black tibies, Aurora tie, orange-eyed, rusty blue tiger, the Galaxy Pinto again, the ice steel again, shadow panda, and then there's the confetti steels where I was trying to show low grade where you get multiple different colorations in the same steel, but the coloration is just not where I want it to be. It's just not dark enough. One of the green jades, really nice thick painted shell, more orange-eyed blue tiger, black tigers. There's another pic of the confetti steel.
Man, these pages are long.
Another pic of the eater shrimp, the Missouri, shadow Taiwan bee, and then here's my first really
so cool.
Yellow King Kong, green backline, green Hulk, the Missouri. These might be the only two shrimp survivors after Irma. 2 more pages. We're getting there. Another 8 minutes, we'll start the hashtag for the giveaway. Some black galaxies from scratch. These are where my greens come from too. The tangerine tigers, fancy tiger, black King Kong, extreme fancy tiger.
Back up.
Don't tell me to hold on.
I'm going to tell you to hold on. I just wanted to see when we post. So since 2018, I have used this tangerine tiger picture probably 30 plus times in advertisements. And
Really?
yeah, this one, it's just like perfectly nothing around it. So Photoshop picks it up really well to like crop it out. So I just thought that was funny that I saw it. I didn't know where it came from. It was just on the computer. And I was like, well, this one will work. This had to have been like the start of our YouTube, like doing more, because I had these pictures in Canva. It's like some of the first ones.
So we got the black tabby, the black spotted German pinto, another dragon blood red King Kong. Then we've got the Congo tetras, and this wasn't ours. This was one of the pictures from the trip back to Colorado. It is the Colorado Aquarium Society. And then we got pictures from the Red Rock, or is that the God's Garden?
That's Red Rock.
That's God's Garden.
Don't ask me.
It was gorgeous, though, especially when you're looking for inspiration for aquascaping.
I feel an April Fool's coming up soon. I wish we should have thought of like a good one today, but we didn't. I'm really bad with it. I never do it. I'm usually the one that falls for it. My mom even did it one time, and she got me good. My mom's not really good at pranking. Like there was all this stuff going on, and she got home and she's like, April Fools, I just wanted to pick you up from school. It was hilarious. I thought something really happened at home. It made me cry.
I will tell my April Fool's
Ew,
joke that I got everybody
this
online.
This is a joke. Is this my tank or
No,
yours?
this is the tank that sold for $420 at the Colorado Aquarium Society. It's bad. I know.
Oh, man. It will look better with water in
That's
it,
where
but-
my skill level was back then, and they wanted me for the shrimp, but they're like, we'll scape a tank too.
The tank is worth quite a bit, and the plants, so it wasn't like they lost money. Maybe a little.
And then I caught this trout with my bare hands, so I can say I went trout fishing in Colorado. I didn't have a dip net, but I was like, I'm gonna get this thing. Just you wait and watch.
Heflin said they're saving the April Fools for the giveaway.
Just end stream.
This was poorly planned, but also perfectly planned, because I wonder how many people were like, nah, they're not giving away it.
Nah, they trust us.
Okay.
So this was a workshop I did for Aqua Dog. It's a shop in Denver, in Colorado. And I got to teach everybody how to do their own individual tanks. And yeah, I knew kind of like the rules and stuff like that, but I want to do one of these again. I feel like I do it
so cool.
way better. But these
Everyone
are
was enjoying it so
all
much,
their
too.
own tanks that other people had done. The cat at Aquatop
Wouldn't let me
or
take it
Aqua Dog.
home. So friendly. They had puppies here too. I don't know what they were doing trying to play with my heart. I had 4 dogs at the time.
And of course, we got paid in Aquascape supplies when we were done with all that. So, some black King Kongs, some fancy tigers, another Shadow Missouri, a little purplish tint on the Tai Bee. We've got a green Jade Coal that's looking blue. And then here's one of the ghost bees that was looking a little purplish in coloration.
That was a jade coal. Are you sure? Because it had a white tail.
Oh, maybe not. That's yeah, you're right. Good call. That's blue jellies before they turn solid black. But that's the purple ghost bee, but it lost its color as it aged. Red Tai bees or some Nanashi in there too. And here's one of the black Tai bees that is looking a weird coloration. Purple Tai bees.
We actually have a lot of those that are like that color now.
We've got some blue steels with a red steel, more blue steels, Cardinal Solace, the red pintos, Shadow Missouri. Oh, yeah. Person commenting on it.
You see, we definitely have a variety now compared to like before.
Yeah, I just definitely like sharing pictures of certain shrimp. Black tie bee and the Pogostemon erectus. The confetti steels. There's one of the blue dwarf crayfish.
That thing looks so creepy because like the eyeball looks like it's out to here.
Yeah. Careful, I got the mouse back there. I'm sorry.
Squishing this stuff. Oh, this is upside down.
Oh, I'm sorry. And then we've got some more awards.
These were my favorite awards. Oh, is this one of the ones I broke?
Yeah.
That hurt my
Favorite ones
feelings.
to break, right?
Hey, it's very. I don't have any glass in the house because I have broken almost everything glass-wise in the house. I think I have like 2 baking dishes, but everything else I usually try to get plastic or something that's not going to break.
So I got first place with the Tangerine Tigers in this one. So we do have award-winning international Tangerine Tigers with the no culls in these jeans, and then third place on the Black Tiger Orange Eye. I don't think they were that big that year.
Brandon asked, "How are the extreme ghosts coming along?"
Those are actually really good. Those man, I want to set up another tank before I start selling them, but like I could sell some now, but I want to set up that other tank first. And then I got some more red tigers. These were from Chaz, and these are the red tigers that we still have going to this day that are the normal eye with the blue body. Some random photos. It's crazy how I remember that because there's nothing in here that says anything about Chaz, but I know we got those shrimp from Chaz. Yeah, you're killing people's ears. And we've got baby black tie bee, some. Oh, that's the very first blue skunk. So the black tie bees with the back line is my very first one. Then we got some of the tricoloration on the tie bees. That will turn fully black as it ages and grows up. And then we got a tie bee out of the black tie bees, another yellow King Kong Really, some blue steels, the tie bees, and then we've got a carbon Really showing a little bit of a purplish coloration to it. And then the Santa on Christmas is always a go-to. Crazy blue, the purple tie bees, and then we've got a normal tiger and possibly a super tiger.
Did you count the tanks over? I can go through the rest of this if you want to go count everything.
It's gonna take me too long. You should count everything.
Okay.
I had to like open up the
Give me your
garage
phone.
to count all of it. So, but I think it's a normal tiger. Aurora tie still has some nice blue coloration there. And then the Pintos, Blue Mizuras, Fancy Tigers. And then there is a Ghost Bee. It's not the super crystals like we were just talking about. This is one of the hybrids. So instead of a zebra, it's like a cape on the back. We got blue steels. There's one of the blue Pintos. This will be black also as it ages and grows up. And we got an Alita pump. Still not in the right spot. I got higher or as high up on the wall as I thought I could get it without it being a problem. But I'd like it to be above the tanks if possible, like it is now. And we got some more 10-gallon tanks that we just set up with the closed loop air system. Another Alita pump. So we just must have ran through and got up everything. I see Mimic Nature with a question pop up. I'm about to set up my first outdoor tub, 300-gallon. What's best besides Neos? Ram's horn snails or rice fish. I don't know anything else that you're looking for specifically, if it's a fish or something else like that. But Mountain Cloud Minnows, Shelby said, is a good one for sure. And then koi, goldfish, carp, stuff like that. Those are great for outdoors all year round as well, but not in a 300-gallon tub. So, but if you had something else you're trying to go with, like a different type of shrimp, I have heard a couple people breeding tang tai outside. So not a bad one, not a bad choice. You can see got some crawfish in those tanks also. And then we've got Jaden winning his very first Florida State Fair. And then I got my tank up above. So it's the first time ever father-son winning the best of show combination. Fancy Black Tigers, the tie bees with the blue steels. This is where my greens came out of. This line of shrimp you can see is well documented all the way to the beginning. More of the skunks coming out of that. And then we just set this scape up just very temporarily. I don't remember why. Not much effort into it, but we still have that piece of wood in the garage. Fancy tigers again. Crazy blue with the blue steels. Tanks in the bedroom. We started organizing them to get more in there. Now that's by the front door. Yeah, that's by the front door. More fancy tigers. These are like all the rage back then. It's before before Galaxy Pintos and Boas really took over. So these were all of our awards for the Aquascaping at the time when I took this in. Gotta scroll up again. 2019. So 5 years has passed. We've gotten a lot better, but definitely pretty proud of all this. Fancy tiger, black tabby, pintos. Looks like a dead shrimp. Gave me a scare, but it's really just eating up underneath, upside down. I've seen shrimp doing this all the time where they'll be like up underneath a leaf, a branch, or something like that, and they just don't care if they're upright, and it makes it look like there's a dead shrimp, but it's all right. I've seen them like laying on their back holding a piece of duckweed, and then they let go of it and it starts floating again. But here's a cool pattern on a crazy blue. And here's the Hummel shrimp. So first picture of the Hummels, maybe when I first got them. And then here's the tank that I won first place, best of show with. Here's another version of the cave tank that I first entered with at the fair. I think this is just a nano tank or one of Shelby's tanks. I think this is Shelby's one that she set up. All right, last page. So we got 7 awards, and Jaden won a escape also, and we'll see that in a second. But here's 3rd place for the Tangerine Tigers, first place for the Black Tiger Orange Eye. Jaden got first place at Dustin's Fish Tank Aquascape contest, and then this is 3rd place for crossbreeds. So I think these are pintos. I don't know if these are my green ones or what I had entered. And then here's George Farmer sharing some tips with Jaden. At the time I expected like George Farmer to spend like 2 or 3 minutes talking to Jaden. This was maybe the 2nd time George had given some tips and helping out Jaden. And each time he spent like 30 minutes with him, giving him, talking, going over the tank. So really appreciate all the effort George does to grow the hobby in aquascaping. And then here we got 3rd place for the Rillies, and got 2nd place category for these are the Red King Kongs, and then 3rd place for that's 2nd place category 4. This is 3rd place with the Black King Kongs. I don't think that's right. I think I wrote it up there. And then another 1st place for Crystal Shrimp. So here we've got the very first. So at this show, someone was talking with me, and they're like, "So what do you got going on?" And I was like, "Well, I've got some ponds I want to throw up outside and get them running." And they're like, "Oh, how long that's going to take you?" Like 2 months. And I was like, "Man, you don't know me. That's going to take me like 2 weeks." So as soon as I got home from this show, which posted this on April 1st. Oh, wow. That's crazy. Exactly 5 years to the date. And then what do we have? 4 days later, I had all the ponds in the greenhouse, which there was plumerias and a bunch of other stuff. So we had to get it all out of there, put the weed blocker fabric material down, and all these IBC totes and the black barrel are still in the same spot. However, I am clearing out the greenhouse as we speak. Just want to revamp it, organize it a little bit better so we can maximize it. It is kind of falling apart, and I need to, not falling apart, but it does need a repair on the right behind that black barrel, and it just makes it easier if I move everything out of the way, put in a new piece of wood, brace it, and then fill back everything in with the new IBC totes in the right spot. And in the end, I'll be able to get 5 more IBC totes into the greenhouse and maximize it. At one point last year, we were selling 1,000 Neocaridina out of the greenhouse alone, not even the ones out of the greenhouse. So I want to get that back into gear, and we've got a couple months to get that going again by the end of the year. So some more black tibies in both of these photos here. Some red tibies, super red crystals, the pintos, the Mizuras, more pintos and Nanashi. I think I got at that last show, I gotten some of the advanced Nanashi off of Nico Rico. Some red pintos, and just this is the Caradina Cull tank, the 40-gallon in the hallway. I've now focused this more on red tank tie. Back then, it was just like a mix match of all the different phenotypes, pure black lines. And what we got here? Oh, the red really is where we've got the purple coloration coming onto them. I wish I had the lights and good cameras back then to get better photos of the purples. And here you can see I've showed 2 pictures of the red really, or the yellow King Kong reallys before. Now we're starting to get a colony going. We now have multiple tanks with colonies of these guys going, but it's still a project. These guys are unstable. And we got what I thought were pure red King Kongs are now not pure because of the backline. So I had to scrap this entire project and get all brand new red King Kongs because of that backline right there. That means they're Serrata. There is no Serrata gene in the Taiwan bees. So we now have pure lines of those going again, happy to say. Back to the Pinto tank. Spotted Pintos. Pintos. In the Tybee tank, though. And then we've got some red tang tie here. Hey, Shelby to come back. I got to stretch and walk around. Perfect freaking timing. Wow. I'm almost done. You can talk about, I thought this was because of this right
Were
here.
you counting these?
Yeah. Those are empty tanks. That's what messed me up. Was because I counted one of them. But I didn't count inside here. I just went 190, and then I walked around and counted these.
Well, I counted the 2 on the counter, so I figured they weren't even here. So
yeah, no, you can't
these
count
2
those.
count, though. Because we have one right here on top of the tank and then one right in front of us. So
Yeah. What's the number?
528.
So I was still wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah. So. And no one guessed exact, but you have to double check who it was, though, for me.
Well, announce that on next week's live stream.
No, they're not going to wait another week. Oh, I'm supposed to be talking about this? You just left me. This is not okay. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Sorry. I need to start that giveaway. Oh, you're probably all watching how cringy this is. Hopefully not. Matt said 25K already. I'm so happy for YouTube. Thank you so much. Member for 19 months. I don't think we've sent out your membership package. Make sure to email us about that or else I'll keep missing it. Oh, thank you so much, Mimic Nature. Gifted 5 Garden of Eater memberships. So welcome, Ashley, Coro, Travis, Jack, and Jenna. You can email us at thegardenofeater@gmail.com and we'll get that membership sticker and our coupon code for 10% off our website. Goodness. I'll eventually get this started here. All right. I already forgot what he said. It'll be hashtag GK Aquatics. Should come up in the live stream now. Mm-hmm. Nathan, member for 13 months. Thank you so much. Says, hello, my shrimpy friends. Better late than never. You know what? Since Grant's not here, we're gonna throw it back since we're going through, blast from the past. I don't have it anymore. My video clip's gone. I was gonna do my thank you, but that's gone. I forgot They changed all the music rules on YouTube, and that one specific came from Canva instead of YouTube. So they blocked all my videos that had that. I had to replace each video that we ever played. That was frustrating. I now remember that. All right. This is my stream now.
Okay.
I don't even know what this was.
Oh,
we're putting the closed loop air system in. Look at that.
yeah.
Oh, that's cool. I think that's our first one. When was this? I'm not going all the way back up for that.
No, it wasn't the first one, but we started doing it to the rest of the house.
These are some, shrimp. Some more shrimp. What are these? Tang Thai?
Yeah.
Look at that. I did it. These are low grade orange eye blue tigers. Some medium grades in there. Look at me. Are these the super tigers? Or are these the...
Those are super tigers.
Okay. These are cool. Orange eyed red King Kongs?
Not orange eyed.
It's the reflection.
No.
Oh, these are the ones that have the little white behind their eyes. So if you have poor vision, that will happen. Let you back in. Oh, look how nice the greenhouse looked.
Yeah.
Well, we'll get it back to this state, hopefully coming up soon.
Yeah.
I'm ready to take a cute. What is that?
Chameleon.
Oh, that's a terrible picture.
It's the picture I have, though.
Yeah.
Okay.
We have some good ones. I just don't think we posted any good ones. Wow. It looks so nice and clean before, the sun does its damage.
Yeah.
It looks so good.
All the bobitis we threw
But-
in there that just grabbed a bunch of algae.
Yeah. But the shrimp definitely love when, these are just coated with algae. So they love it. It has all, catches all the little stuff for them to eat. Little natural biofilm. When did this tank come outside? That's funny. This is all the way out to this corner now. That's crazy. Looks like so little because we had the chameleon cage in here.
Yeah.
This was such a cool cage, and then it was converted into an iguana cage, and then we were like, you know what? It's had its time. It's ready to go.
And I'm gonna use the sides of that cage to make a cover for the turtle ponds. So
Welcome in, Gary.
it'll be reused.
That must be good.
Huh?
Sorry. Oh, I was gonna do the video while you were gone of the thank you because Mimic donated 5 memberships, but we don't have it anymore because it had the copyright music. So look at those.
Thank you, Mimic.
Wow, it looks so nice. Our cabinets are filled with these.
Yeah.
It's just chock full of
it looks
minerals.
so nice, but it's
not something we buy.
not as nice on your wallet for the amount of money you spend for all that. You don't get the amount of return. So
yeah,
the only thing we really use out of that now is the bacteria and the fertilizer.
This is what we use.
That's what I want. I'll take that
And
all
then
day, every day.
We'll take
Please.
these bags. Someone send them.
Yeah.
The pictures of the half cider. The first time. 2019.
That was a cool one too. 'Cause
Yeah.
It had the bars on one side,
That is so cool.
straight white on the other.
It's a pretty good photo. The one you got more recently was a way better photo, but
Yeah.
oh, look at that. There's the ponds all the way to the edge. It didn't look that bad with the cage in it, but there's always more room for IBC toads if you take the cage out.
And I already had shrimp in those ponds too.
Yeah.
The orange neos before we moved them outside. We're just trying to get good pictures of them because you take photos of them outside and you don't know the coloration or anything like that. So we threw black substrate into the containers. They're like, all these look really nice. So I think the next picture at the greenhouse, you'll see we put substrate in there.
Jack said, Grant, go catch that fox squirrel for the cage. You could. That thing would just follow you home if you had a bag of pistachios. Is that our bedroom?
Yeah.
That looks weird. It's gone through
No,
so
that's
many.
not our bedroom.
I was about to say that
That's
looks
next to the
next
TV
to our
stand.
bedroom door.
Yeah.
Okay. This is going into the bedroom.
Yep.
I forget that this was even here because we've had the 100-gallon tanks now.
That
for
was
a while.
the nicest fancy red tiger tank
Yeah,
we had
that
going
was so
forever.
cool. Oh, our wooden floors. That's 75 or it's 55, right?
Yeah.
55-gallon tank for Sulawesi. You can see the rock and then the green on it. Oh man, that tank was just booming. If you ever get a chance to check out Chris Big's tour of our house, he has a specialty video on just this tank.
Part 3 is just that tank.
Yeah. There's shrimp. He's just a puppy here. He's so little. And Jaden's room. Oh, goodbye, wood floors.
Yeah,
That
so
was
you can
fast.
Scroll up and then scroll
Yeah.
down.
Yeah.
Boom. Boom.
It was hiding these beautiful tiles. No one likes wood floors. Actually, I really like the wooden tile floors now. Tank by the front door. Move around the tanks a lot at this time. Just got different styles and trying to make them as much as you can fit onto each rack. Oh, there's some more, let's not even talk about those. I'm just kidding. Awards, grant. Oh, this is when you actually
Second
entered the
in
American
Neo
Shrimp
with
Contest.
The red Rillies. Second
Yep.
in crystals with super crystals. Third in hybrids with the nebulas or the purple tie bees. And then I'm missing something else. Oh, second in Neo Cardino with the painted fire reds.
Matt said, was that just 2K of aqua soil, shrimp soil?
It was a lot.
It was quite a bit, yeah.
I think we bought 18 bags of Brightwell substrate.
Yeah. Oh. Brandon just announced that our Discord server is now live.
Yep.
That was crazy. And he said it's not an April Fool's joke.
And if anybody is on Discord and wants to share or be a part of the community, I recommend you guys check that out.
Thank you so much, Brandon.
Yeah, thank you, Brandon, for setting that all up for us. If you guys have any TGOE projects or want to post something that you're talking about in chat, feel free to post it there.
So this was after the disaster. This is the Aquachar disaster.
Yeah. So you can see
Oh.
all of those shrimp right there that look like they're dead. After I threw the Aquachar, do we have like a before and after photo?
I don't think you did. There's before. No, after.
Go,
maybe this is the
photo?
after. A baby.
No, down.
What do you mean
that one.
down?
That one right there. That's it. After. Look, I threw all that's before. That's after. The Aquachar's in it. So all the shrimp came back to life and started walking around. And then those were the boxes that the kids and myself were having a sword fight while Shelby was in Atlanta.
Yeah. And then he called me up like I was going to be able to just fly home and help him out. He was obviously just stressed and needed someone to talk to. And I'm over here like, I cannot do a single thing for you. Meanwhile, getting COVID for the first time ever. It's tragic. That was an awful weekend for both of us. I should have been here helping. But we will always have Aquachar thanks to that. And that was it.
Yeah. That's crazy. Like
that doesn't help.
Something like that.
Yeah, it doesn't.
Oh, hey, Aquachar. I'm wearing the t-shirt too. This stream is full of ironic situations. All right. So hashtag did you do the hashtag? Okay?
GK Aquatics.
All right. So hashtag it was supposed to be GKA fish.
Oh,
so
well, that's your fault for saying it while you're walking away.
Can you pull up the email from Gary where he has pictures of? No, on here.
Oh.
Where he has pictures of the fish that we're giving away.
Email?
So Gary from GK Aquatics, he's been a long time supporter. I know he's been
Which email?
If you look up Gary Clout, I don't know his exact email. So Gary Rainbowfish, and it should pop up.
That doesn't help. When you talk to Gary Lang.
When I know, but
you don't know which email
I would
talk to him.
No, not that one. It would have been the other one. All right, give me my phone and I'll find it, and then I'll tell you where. But Gary has given us 5 rainbow fish.
So Nathan said, So I was donated some orange pumpkin shrimp. Anything special or different I need to do compared to the yellow Neos? Started with 20 and lost some already. I've had them about 2 weeks, I think. No, they are no different than the yellow Neos. They're both Neocaridina. The only reason you might be losing some is either they're too old and stressed, or they are imports, which also usually means they're older and they get stressed out easily. So that's the only thing I could think of for if you're losing some, or they just were in different parameters, and sometimes, they get too stressed and don't adjust very well. Most of them do, though. So, but they're the exact same as yellow Neos. Did you find it?
No.
That's not good. You sure it wasn't Messenger? You're awful with this.
Yeah, no, I know he had emailed us. But again, I don't know which email it is. I should have had this pulled up beforehand.
We only have one email for you. And
2 emails.
Yeah. You said that it wasn't going to be that one.
I
So that
think
means it narrows it down to one
that
email.
one.
It's right here.
You found it?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
The email you said it wasn't in.
All right. That's how it works.
Yeah.
All right, so that's the picture of the parents. And then that's the picture of what the fish will look like that you will receive. Juveniles. And I believe it is 5 fish, shipping included. You got any questions for us? This is
Sibley said, I'm ordering some snails from you. Should put one order in one tank, or can I spread them over a couple of tanks? Yeah, you can spread them through a couple tanks if you want. They will breed pretty fast. Nathan said, okay, I lost yellows when I got them and not they're thriving, TGOE line. So hopefully the orange will bounce back as well, not TGOE line as far as I know. Yeah. No, it's definitely, we don't call ours pumpkin shrimp, so most likely did not come from us. We just call our orange. We have not had like good high quality orange. It's really hard to breed out orange. Usually if you find really good orange, most of them are usually imports, which sucks, but oranges are kind of hard. It's one of the ones that kind of took a hit this winter and still taking its sweet time. We had some in the house that did okay. They just don't breed as fast as we've bred the other ones. Hopefully this year we'll do a little bit better with the oranges.
all right. So it is for 5 young aquarium strain
Bosemani.
I know I can just say it, but once
you're
I try
tired.
to read it, it just 2 inches, shipping included. It's a $64 value. You can only ship to the 48 main continental United States.
It's GK Aquatics. Sorry if someone got confused because of Grant.
And it should be hashtag GK Aquatics, but I wanted it to be something else. And yeah, you can find Gary's fish at gkafish.com. And like I was saying, Gary's been a long time supporter of ours. He's part of our Pasco Aquarium Club, and all around great guy. He originally bred our dwarf neon rainbows, our Daisy Wright's fish, and albino bristlenose that we were selling on the website for a while. Those all originally came from Gary. So he's got some great stock. Check him out. And not only are we giving away the fish, but Gary also, that's what I got up. Gary won at our 10K giveaway one of the PNW tanks. You could get this one. You can get it in white, or you could get the 1 gallon all-in-one. It will be people's choice on whatever you want. But Gary said he doesn't have any room for any more aquariums, so he'd rather give it away. So the first giveaway will be for the fish. and then we'll dive into chat, talk a little bit with you guys, go over some things that are coming up, and then we'll give away the tank also. Nothing in chat, no questions.
Nope. Slower night.
It says which rainbows are they?
That's to Gary.
Oh, okay.
But if you want to answer it,
I thought I did. It's
the Bosemani,
aquarium
right?
strain Bosemani. So I don't know if aquarium strain means like
that don't have the location, so they're just
Okay.
from breeding in aquariums.
But
Hashtag is at the top of the page. I'm sharing the screen so you guys get the right ones. It's GK Aquatics.
And Gary, is it a pure strain, or maybe aquarium strain means they've been crossbred, so it's like a mudded Bosemani? So Nathan, we're not redoing the hashtag. I just think there was a slight miscommunication on that.
Coro said, "What do you wash old tanks with, Grant, when you get used stuff? Do you rinse with vinegar, or what is your method?" Grant does not wash tanks.
I was going to say, this is a Shelby question, not a Grant question.
I love that you would think that he would wash the tanks, though. No, most of the time we get brand new tanks. We very rarely ever use old tanks. I've actually used a plethora of things, but I would say vinegar is a safe bet to disinfect. You can use hydrogen peroxide. It really depends on how bad the tank is and what you're putting in there. If you're putting fish, I mean, you really just need to rinse it with anything at this point. Like, I've used Dawn soap and washed it out. Just make sure you don't have anything left. Let it dry up really good. But if you're doing like a fancier shrimp, I would make sure you use either vinegar or hydrogen peroxide just to make sure. And then usually use a scraper to get off all the calcium, because that's most used tanks have that.
We got that new corrosive hydrogen peroxide though.
Yeah.
I would say that would be the thing to go to. I think that might even take the hard water stains off too.
I would be careful with that though, because of the sealants in tanks, especially older tanks. So that's just not something I would use in an old tank.
Just fine.
That's fine for someone else to use, but I wouldn't. Not in an older tank. In a brand new one, maybe, or something like that, or like to get something off or disinfect it. But GK Aquatics says they have many generations bred in aquariums. Coro said, "I wanted to hear Grant go on a rant about how he does this and that, but then it still kills his shrimp." Shelby, you're so responsible. That's funny.
Hydrogen peroxide's pretty safe.
Yeah. I haven't had any times where we've used anything that killed any shrimp or had any problems.
It's just when you don't use something like the chlorinator.
Stop.
I was like, I'm sorry, I didn't mean for that to hit so hard, but almost took you out. Oh. And Henry asked if GK has a website. It is gkafish.com.
All right. And then other people are recommending, I see that Easy said it, and Frank says Barkeepers. Works good for cleaning hard water stains, which that's pretty good. I would, as long as you rinse the tank and there's absolutely nothing left and you dry it really good, there should be no issues.
I see it was Coro's birthday yesterday. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
You gotta sing.
No. Thanks, though. That's awful. I don't want to have everyone come out of here.
All right, so hashtag.
Oh, it was last month. Nathan, that was so last. Oh, that was yesterday.
Okay. I said yesterday, but hashtag GKA Aquatics. And
I have to do that on my birthday now. That's actually the funniest joke. I hope someone tells me happy birthday the day after so I could tell them that's so last month. That would be so good. It would get them thinking. It'd be hilarious.
But
You want me to pull
yeah,
this? Okay.
yeah, we got 2 giveaways to give tonight. Not a lot of conversation going on, so if anybody has any shrimp questions or anything like that, refresh it.
Foxy's fishes.
Oh, congratulations!
Make sure you comment below that you're still here. Oh, instead of playing for Foxy. That's funny for Foxy and Pep if I didn't win. Well, it worked out. Foxy won. Welcome in, Big Steve. It was like a perfectly timed comment, too.
There you go. Yeah. All right, she's here. Congratulations.
Just hit me.
I'm so sorry. I had the best timing with that.
Yeah, I know. Make sure to email us email us. We'll forward it to Gary.
Yep.
Email us at thegardenofeater@gmail.com. I'll put it down below so it makes it easier to just copy and paste. Maybe. I took typing classes and I still type slow.
Well, you had to reach around the mic.
Yeah.
Didn't make the home row easily accessible. So let's do the GKA fish for the next giveaway. And the next giveaway is going to be the custom P&W aquarium. You can either do the 40 ounce with the sump, or you can do the 1 gallon all-in-one. Either color. It's people's choice, whatever, or winner's choice, I should say, not people's choice, because the people don't get a vote. It's just the winner. And it wants you to do that, huh?
That?
No, the other one. It kept popping
No,
up.
that is that what I'm supposed to be doing?
Yes, yes.
Hold on. I'm trying to find the website too. There. Copy. Create.
All right, so hashtag GKA fish for the P&W aquarium.
All right. And Henry, I did just put the link to Gary's website at the bottom. Thank you so much, Pepland Creek Aquatics, for the $5 mermaid fund. Thank you.
Appreciate it. Thank you. And so this week's been a little chaotic. We've had Easter. It's been spring break with the kids. And we have a show coming up this week. We are heading to the NEC convention in Connecticut. Looking forward to seeing Crypt Keeper and Skipper, and I'm not quite sure who else is going. So if you're going, please let us know down in the comments below. We've got our talk already and put together. The thumbnail is in Shelby's purse, ready to go for the Powerhouse talk. I'm also doing my own talk on Saturday. We will have a booth. We got 3 tables, so we're bringing pretty much everything except for the kitchen sink. And we're going to have Sam Scales artwork laid out, plants, shrimp, snails. I don't think we have any fish really available. I got to start breeding those outside again, getting the guppies going and everything like that. So we should have those booming, especially by the end of the year. And then everything we got to get packed up. We got all of our orders boxed up and shipped out today. We got to go pick up the plants from the nursery tomorrow. So it'll be our first time heading to the actual wholesale nursery that we get all of our plants from. So I don't know if we're going to do a tour. Probably won't do a video or anything like that, but it'll be cool to see how they grow all the plants before we get them. And then we drive up to the Bloomfields and crash at Shrimp Envy before we head up to the North Carolina. And I don't know if we'll be able to see the Bloomfields make any food or if any of their operation will be out to view or anything like that, but it'll be cool to see them.
Ashley said, thoughts on using mini pelly as a carpet, like a form of iwagumi?
Yeah, I use mini pelly in our tanks in the shrimp tanks as a carpet all the time. I've got like 3 or 4 of them going on right now at least. It's super easy to trim. It's super easy to make a carpet of mini pelly. You just get a nice clump of it and then just shred it. And all the little tiny bits and pieces will start their own little plant of mini pelly growing. So it's like plugging up a lawn with sod.
Jeff said Peplin is Shelby going to become one of the mermaids on Hot Mess Express. So I have been asked. I am awful and remembering, and I will go on there one of these nights when I remember. Last time I was sick as a dog, though. I couldn't even move out of bed. So, oh, she already is.
She
So
has
sweet.
not had. I read the email asking her to go, and then I forgot to mention something to her until I saw Dee Dee or Foxy in one of the other streams, and it's just been one thing after another, and she's not had free time. But maybe when we get back from NEC, you guys can reschedule.
Nate said, I'm so sad can't make it to that show. Probably the closest I would have got to meet you guys, just a couple hours away.
Oh, that's a bummer.
And Zach said, if you could get a little video, that would be rad. I'd like to see the operation of the plants and food. I don't know if they allow any video there.
I believe I asked, and they said yes to the video, no to me, like hand picking out plants that look good.
Yeah, we won't really have time to do a video, but I mean, we literally got to pick up our plants and go.
Yeah.
So we have to pack everything tomorrow. That's all we have is one day. When we usually have like a couple days to do things,
Usually
but we
do
want
it in
everything
3
to be there.
days, but that was back when we bagged up all the plants and did things a little bit differently. It was a lot more effort.
Nathan says, behind Shelby is a tank with a plant that looks like a little groups of palm trees and gave me some from outside. What's the name of the plant, please?
The rondulus, the indica. It's this one. It's my favorite plant.
It's not it. Oh.
Yeah.
You can see that good? It looks like crap.
He was here, so he knows which tank it is.
I was like, that's crazy. I thought Jeff was going to be the next mermaid on Aquatics.
Oh, that's funny.
Got to get a crown. Feel like Poseidon. Is that it? Is that the name I'm thinking of? No. Who's Ariel's father? What's his name? King Triton. There we go. It took me way too long to think. It's like my favorite movie growing up. No questions.
All right. So besides the NEC, we were at Global, and at Global is basically a showcase, a trade show for not just the aquarium hobby, but cats, dogs, kangaroos, ferrets, you name it as a pet. Somebody's trying to sell a product at this Global Pet Expo. But we got to see a bunch of aquariums. We had also just recently visited Klamsky's house, where he had, tons of filtration, higher end tank set up, and AquaL has a really neat shrimp filter. And on top of that, they also have some really nice rimless aquariums. They come out with a new Aqua Slim Light. I can't remember what exactly it's called, but it's thin, and it just screams, the ultimate high-end shrimp tank. And I approached them, and they agreed that we should do a video together. So we're waiting for a tank setup from AquaL. It'll come with everything I had mentioned to do a high-end Caridina tank. So we're going to hand select some of the nicer Galaxy Pintos that we brought home from Klamsky's house and basically do a high-end, over-the-top Caridina shrimp tank. Might even do like a tiny little scape out of it to make it look a little bit fancy, and definitely going to be looking for a nice piece of wood this weekend. But we got some really nice lava rock that is inert and would be perfect for a Caridina shrimp tank.
Jack said there's some interesting dog people there with bright yellow and pink poodles. Did you see them at Global?
We didn't see them at Global, but one time we did a Aquashella in Chicago, and next door was a dog grooming show. So we saw more poodles of different varieties of color combinations than you could ever imagine. But then we've also become good friends with the betta people, where at some of the shows you can go and hand catch your own little betta fish. Ben and his wife, or significant other, have a poodle that they dress up like that all the time. So
Yep, it's pretty cool. We did see some interesting dogs at Global, but most of them were very well taken care of and like really cool. Like there was like a
patterns.
really long-haired Dalmatian. Oh my gosh, that thing was stunning. Actually, I'm not sure it was a Dalmatian.
I don't think it was a Dalmatian.
It just had the pattern, but I don't know what it was.
I think it was a pit bull, like a long-haired pit bull.
No, it was not a pit. Get out of here! Like
It's like
honestly, that was the worst guess in the world. If I had a picture of this dog, you would all be reaming Grant right now.
We were thinking about a different dog, but
No,
there was like a weird long-haired pit bull.
yeah,
It had like a weird fur pattern coloration to it. It wasn't like super long hair either. It was like just longer than our dog's hair.
yeah, it was just really really pretty. It catches your eyes for sure. What it was Chicago that had the dog show that was next to us, wasn't it?
That's what I
Yeah,
said.
okay. People get so mad about it. Most of it's like natural dye too. I think it's so cute. I like the dogs that look like tigers when they're done. Mimic said, do you know of anyone that has any good info on breeding Hillstream loaches? I can't find much info on them. The only person I know that actually has Hillstream loaches is Ryan from Wild's Fish Tanks. And if he doesn't breed them, he might know someone who does breed them. So I would see it if he could help you at all.
I don't know who I was talking to that bred
Hillstream
loaches just
There's
recently.
probably a lot of people that said it.
I think you need a lot of flow
So
and
hard.
a lot of rocks.
Mm-hmm. I know the flow is one key thing. They definitely love that. I love watching them in the river tanks. What are those called? Stream tanks. There we go.
And Mimic, we're going to ship your box out tomorrow unless, you want to drive 40 minutes to come have lunch with us, and then you get hand-delivered shrimp. But if you don't want to travel 40 minutes both ways to get food, I understand. We'll ship them out. Just let me know.
Brandon said, if anyone in the Kentucky area, he'll be doing a talk in April, meeting for the Bluegrass Fish Keepers Association on 420. Nice. We'll be doing a talk on nano tanks and a live demonstration scape, and then giving away the tank. That's pretty cool.
That's awesome. Man.
Hope that does really well for you. Jack said like a mountain dog. No, it was a smaller dog. It wasn't like a small dog, but it was, gosh, it's almost like a Dalmatian. It's like a pointer. It had to have been like some fancy pointer because it was a little taller than most pointers, but it was a very elegant dog.
We're definitely talking about a different dog.
The one that
I just
looks
remember
like a Dalmatian.
there was like a pit bull with like longer hair than normal and like spotted pattern. It wasn't like a normal pit bull coloration to it.
This dog. You don't remember this dog?
I remember this dog. That one.
No, it was darker. It wasn't brown.
No.
It was definitely it is a long hair Dalmatian. It was like super beautiful. I haven't seen one that had the perfect spots, and it was just gorgeous. QJF said, do you think that long-term green water could be harmful to shrimp in any way?
No, I don't think so.
No. Usually Amish people are good at knowing dog breeds. Maybe you did see a pit bull that I didn't see, but I didn't see any pit bulls there. Ben said, I remember the groomers. The groomers actually look as ridiculous as the dogs. Most of them. I think actually some of them do dress up because the dog shows have themes. So like I was just watching one the other day, like they have like a whole backdrop that they do, and these dogs, like someone did Scooby-Doo, and it's like the entire cast. And then the person was dressed up in Scooby-Doo attire, and then the whole backdrop. Like, it's a presentation. Like, it is an art of its own. It's like aquascaping, but with your dog. Nathan said, y'all's dogs are awesome and so soft. Thea is definitely soft. I can't believe for such a short-haired dog, she's still pretty soft. She's almost got her puppy hair still. Freaky Fish Ladies, do you know anything about CO2 booster? I was gifted some. We don't use CO2 yet. We have them, but like we haven't used it yet. But I don't think we have a booster with ours, no.
So I was supposed to go through the comments and find 528, right?
Well, we didn't have 528. So the closest was 526, and then someone guessed 530, which I would say 530 they went over. They can't win. That's like with any guessing contest. So the closest one was 526.
And who was 526?
That was Ashley.
But Ashley did it after the fact,
No,
right?
7 days ago.
That was after the fact, after I named it last week on the live stream.
Oh. That was good. So then it was still then the same winner. Because the next one is 520. Hold on.
I got
Half
it.
of them are missing.
I'll find it.
Okay.
It's fine.
Because half my comments are missing. Plus, if you genetically engineer a dog, then you can guarantee it's hypoallergenic. Man, dogs are expensive these days. I've been wanting a pug for a very long time because that was one of my first dogs, and we had her for 15, almost 16 years. And my dad's been wanting one, and this breeder has been posting nonstop about the pugs that she has. She has so many puppies, and she's like, gotta have these gone. You'd think they'd be like a little cheaper. She did like a price break. No, that thing is $2,000 for the fawn color, which is like the light tan with a little black nose and ears. And then the solid black pugs are $3,500. Like, I'm gonna not spend money on that. I'm gonna get a hypoallergenic, very like work dog or something at that point. A glow poodle. Mm-mm-mm. Oh no. Ash just said, oh, you'll all be so close to me in North Carolina. I can't make it. Are you going to be at the expo coming up?
So I would say if Kodiak is on the live stream right now, we'll give it to him.
Went over, though.
That's
Can't
fine.
go
He's still
over.
closer.
I guess.
So if he's on the live stream right now, then he wins.
Well, if you were playing the Price is Right, you're not right.
We didn't set those rules up.
I guess so.
So, but we will give the prize also to Freaky Fish Lady. So you won, and then I think we should do something for.
Ooh, I love those English settlers, actually.
For
I might
Ashley,
look close to it.
she was clever enough to try and jump on as well. So the three of you can message us, and we will get you your winnings.
Yeah,
Email us at thegardenofeater@gmail.com.
It wasn't long enough hair to be an English settler. I just looked those up. Those are really pretty, though. Like, I would love to see one of those. It's definitely had to be like, it's just too perfect of spots where like most of the other like pointers and everything else, their spots are more sporadic. These were so uniformed. It was weird. It almost looked so fake. Like someone had spray painted them on. That'd been funny, but it was just too gorgeous of a dog. I wanted to take it home. Brandon said, didn't Chance double up fish shows and Papillon shows at one time? What's Papillon?
I have no idea.
Papillion? Papillion? I have no idea what that is. If you're just joining us, make sure hashtag GKAfish.com. Is that it?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, not .com. Hashtag GKAfish. Oh my gosh.
And
Price is Right are the best rules.
And this is for the PNW custom aquarium. You can do the all-in-one. You can do the 40-ounce. It is the winner's choice. You could even pass it along like Gary decided to do, and we can give it away next week.
Freaky Fish Lady is definitely here. So I'll send that out. Jeff said, how many days are you going to spend at Aquashella, Chicago?
Probably get there on Thursday and leave Monday.
We might have to get there a day before because of the other request we got. I need to check which date we're supposed to go.
We might be there Wednesday.
Yeah, so we'll see. But yeah, usually Thursday through Monday, and then we leave. The thing with the Aquashellas, we're there for just a show. We try to get out, do something if we can, but we have a lot to set up with that shrimp competition, and then we usually compete in the scaping contest. So, I mean, hopefully with the Dallas one, hopefully we'll win, so we don't have to compete in Chicago.
I still want to compete in Chicago, even if we win. So.
I guess. Springer Spaniel dog. Ashley said, I'll be in Charlotte Expo in June. I thought you were talking about AGA convention in Raleigh this week. Oh, yeah, we won't be at AGA. There's a lot of people that we know will be at AGA, but we will not be. We're going to be up in Connecticut. We would have been at AGA if we didn't previously schedule for the NEC first. So
yeah, the NEC booked us before we were at the Keystone Clash. And then AGA didn't announce their dates until December. So we are already promised. And honestly, going up to a show where they're having us speak is preferred anyway. So even if we were planning on going to AGA and the NEC came to ask us afterwards, we probably would have gone to the NEC. I always want to go to a show more where they want us to go than we want to go to it just to sell.
Mm-hmm. It wasn't the Springer Spaniel dog. Those are cute. I do believe there was one of those dogs there, but that was not it. Those dogs are so well behaved when I see them at shows. I'm so excited for the Charlotte Expo, though.
So hashtag GKA Fish. This will be your final call here. We'll be giving away this here in a second.
Nathan says, they say people and dogs resemble each other. Like one of my pits is fat and lazy. Want to sleep all day. Grant is like your boy will bite you if you stop petting him. Very mouthy. Grant just randomly bites people. I'm just kidding. No, but Grant his dog does resemble him a lot. They both have really bad hearing problems. They don't listen at all. And they both are anxious people. So they're both walking around the house and I'm like, can you just calm down? And of course my dog is the fat, lazy one. So, just like me. All she wants to do is cuddle up in her bed or go outside and sit in the sun. Same. Outside in Aquatics said, are the tickets for Chicago available yet?
I believe so.
You might.
You can register for the Dallas Shrimp Contest,
mm-hmm.
But not for the Chicago one. But I think you can purchase tickets.
I always thought it was after the show they wait and then they'll open up tickets for the next one because they don't want to get them confused.
Maybe. I don't know.
So no, they won't be available probably till the.
You can buy vendor booths though. I know that much.
Oh, Jeff said the Wisconsin Fish Fam cookout is that Saturday. Sneak away. I wish Saturdays are the busiest days. We don't even get to get away from the booth. I've had so many Aquashellas where I couldn't even leave the booth to get food. Me and Grant starved the entire day because we had no way of getting food, no way of leaving because it would just be person after person after person. How close is Wisconsin to Chicago, though? That's an hour's drive, right?
I don't know. I have no idea.
Ben can help in Chicago. Excited to see you. Jim said, my daughter wanted me to let everybody know that I have a whole bunch of endlers in my basement.
Ben, I'm hoping they ask you to come back on the team for Aquashella. For Chicago, at least.
Ashley said, I was going to go to AGA, but then I used all my PTO for Aquamania. Aquamania was great. It was worth it. AGA could be a hit or miss. It was good for it's good for certain people in the hobby. Like if you're looking for specific plants, it's definitely going to be good for you.
I feel like it would be good for you though, because you want to learn as much as you can, and there is workshops and stuff like that. But
yeah, the I don't know if they're which workshop they're doing because they switch them up.
But like we went to some of the talks thinking that we were going to learn something, and they were like super basic. Like this is why I aquascape, not like this is what you should do. So it's like not what we wanted to see.
Oh, Jeff Kane, only 4 hours north. Outside in Aquatics, I'm just curious, how much are those vendor booths? I believe they are
$850 for Aquashella.
You sure it hasn't gone up?
They might have gone up, but
they should have it on the website. You should be able to go down to vendor, and then it'll tell you like for an 8-foot table how much or I don't know if they do it by booth size or table, which I'm pretty sure it's just booth size. Boots and Cat said, yeah, when are you coming to the West Coast? I would absolutely love to come to the West Coast a lot more if it didn't take plane travel for most of it. Texas is, I believe, as far west besides Colorado that we've ever gone. And I don't even know if Colorado's any further than Texas, honestly.
So far. But
yeah.
There is a couple clubs that I'd like to speak for in California. It's just lining them all up together is the problem. There's not a lot of months where we have like 2 weeks available of free time to do that.
Yeah, it's so long.
All right, do the giveaway. Hashtag GKA Fish. Final call. I know I said that already, but then started talking.
Oh, are we doing the giveaway?
Spaghetti dinner. Yeah, you're totally just clicked off of
I'm
it.
so
I thought you saw
sorry.
spaghetti dinner and you're going to say something. But then,
no. Am I sharing? There we go. Let's refresh it.
You hit refresh before and then just
I'm sorry. I know. My brain's not working. What's new?
Spin it.
Spin, spin, spin.
Sketty Nona.
Oh.
Congratulations.
So message us your address and what one you would like. Again, you can choose between the 40 ounce or the 1 gallon, and Harley will drop ship that over to you. So thank you, Gary. Thank you, Harley, for donating the tank in the first place. But Gary passed it forward since he doesn't have enough room. But congratulations.
There's a couple things. SC Catahoula says, I'll wave at y'all when you drive through Charlotte. And then Ashley said, yeah, I was going for the Aquascaping workshop. Yeah, it's hard to get to all the shows. We have to pick and choose because just like this weekend where, it's either AGA or NEC, and we've done the AGA, and NEC might have something completely new for us to offer. And although it's going to be in the 40s and neither one of us have pants.
It is just
40s.
like the Keystone Clash, though, where the convention is in the hotel.
Yeah, but then everyone's going to want to hang outside. And then I'm going to be standing there.
Inside. Crypt Keeper,
outside, you mean?
And
you just said you don't want to hang out with anyone inside. Good job.
I said outside.
You said. Foxy Fishes member for 3 months. Thank you so much. To send the Bosemani to Sarah too, please. Oh, thank you.
But everybody wanted them for Peplin. Are you sure about that? and it wouldn't be like shipping them out from the same place. We would be shipping out the fish, or Gary would be shipping out the fish, not us anyways. And Harley's shipping out the tank. So it's from different people. But just email us with the address where everything needs to go, and we will get it to the people that you want it to go to.
I
All right.
just had I was watching the old live stream and I'm like, my hair's not up like that. That's
All right.
great. Yep, I'm positive. Aw, so sweet. So Spaghetti Nona, don't forget to email us at thegardenofeater@gmail.com, like you said. And I hope you guys have a good weekend. We do not know for sure whether we're live streaming Monday or not.
I'm gonna try and like convince her to like just do a 30-minute live stream on the road, but you're the one that said I'm not sure or not. So now I'm like, ooh, there's still hope. So you're the one that didn't just shut it down. You left hope. I saw the little glimmer.
It really depends on how the drive goes, because that will be the day we are driving back. We are driving straight back home, and that is a 19 to 20-hour drive. So it is depending on how the day is going. So I hope it does go well. If not, we'll see how many people are interested in us rescheduling it for Tuesday, maybe possibly during the day instead of at night, and just do like an hour so it doesn't really overlap anyone else's. We'll really see. Maybe put a poll out for that next week. So thank you guys so much for watching. That's it.
Yeah. Hope everyone had a happy Easter and happy April Fools.